So it's time to face the reality of money. This thing is a type of coin collector. It's meant to pull the quarters out of people's hands and keep them. This is a piece of video that went on TV a long time ago, and it shows a woman putting a coin in the coin slot. This is just how it worked. A lot of money went through that slot, and then it came down to rest in that coin holder that I'll describe later. And then you can see that mirrored disc there, and I'll describe what that did. The original coin switch on the old Kineticon was in this block right here, and it's actually a micro switch, and that's the arm. And so I attached the holder, the coin holder, to the arm of the micro switch, and it would bounce and so on, had this dangling weight. But it was in roughly this position, and there was a disc that would rotate around it, and on the edge of the disc were pins. The coin would come down and sit inside that, and if you could imagine, the pins on the edge of this disc would come under, and first they would enter this one, lift it up. Then there was also a pin that came a little bit right behind it that came and knocked it out and let the whole thing go, and it would pop back up and turn off. And that's how the whole entire Kineticon was switched on and switched off. So that's the old thing, and the plan is to do something like that with this. And this is a new one that I built a while back for the same idea. Anyway, it's a whole arm, and there's a little switch inside it, and that will run a relay, and it's going to go roughly in the same position. It's been around for a while, so it's got some broken parts, and to make it look really good, I'll probably coat it with gold, have it plated in gold, which just lasts longer. Let's see if it works. The coin rolls down the ramp and stops in the holder. The pins now, instead of going around on a flat disc, will be in a disc that goes in this direction, kind of like this way somehow. Yet to be designed. One pin will come up, pushing the quarter up, maybe one underneath, and one pushing, and it will drop out the same way, releasing the switch. And so part of the idea is to have this thing mounted inside this curved corner. There's glass right here, so I really can't have it into the glass, but it'll be, I'll do a cutout in the corner, machine it out. However, I'm not sure how that's going to go, but this will be inset with a plate, something like I showed in my design. Behind that, the quarter, that focus, the quarter will come out of here, roll down a ramp all the way down and make it to this thing that I call the coin trapeze. I get trapeze from my model building days when I'd build something like an SBD Douglas Dauntless dive bomber, and the bombs on that airplane were swung out away from the propeller. It was in a dive, and you didn't want the bomb somehow, being too close to the plane. So it swung out on this thing, and in the model instructions, I believe they called it a trapeze. So I got that. So I call this thing the coin trapeze, that place where the quarter comes to rest. Now I'm going to try to give a kind of a close look at this because it doesn't want to focus on the frame. But there we go. It holds the quarter. It's made of some flat pieces. It's got solder all over it, but I think that'll clean up when I, like I say, plate it with gold. And it'll have lights on it, like the original one had lights. You can see this side of the quarter, nice reflection off that coin. This side has screws holding it together, and I may modify it, change it. It needs rebuilt. This was built a long time ago. I've been planning to build this other Kineticon for quite a while now, and we're still set up on this table. And since I can't resist, I'm going to run the train a little more. Guess I'll go into handheld mode here. There it sits. Just love watching this thing go around. So there it is in the old Kineticon. You can see the coin ramp with lights on it. And when you put a coin in, it was all dark except for that ramp, which would light up, sort of forcing you to focus on the coin ramp. Watch that quarter roll down there. I'm not sure how I'll put lights on the new one. Maybe they'll chase down. I've got some ideas for that. We'll see how that goes. And you can just see how that coin would start on the right there, roll down the ramp, past the lights, kind of blink its way past the lights, and move on down to the final point, resting point, where that trapeze is. So that wraps up this little video. Stay tuned for the next one. I'll be building that coin ramp, obviously, and maybe I'll squeeze in here and there little improvements I do to the suspended train. Until then, thanks for watching, and goodbye.